Melissa, this is a letter that was just sent out from American Airlines CEO Doug Parker, as well as the president of the airline, Robert Isom, to all the employees at the company, essentially saying that they will be issuing warn notices to approximately 13,000 workers, telling those employees that they could be laid off starting April 1st. Remember, the current payroll support program that was authorized by Congress, it expires on March 31st. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the airline business is in no better shape than it was in the fourth quarter. And with American flying about 45% fewer flights and with passenger revenue down, I think anywhere from 65 to 75% for the first quarter, they are not expecting things to improve come April, at least not immediately. So as a result, they're going to have to right-size their workforce. We saw this with United last week. We're seeing it today with American, saying that if things don't change, they're going to have to issue some layoffs come April 1st. So not a huge surprise here, Melissa. And don't be surprised if you see this from other airlines as well. The American and United were the biggest in terms of furloughs and layoffs last time around. Likely will be the same if this happens again. But other airlines are also looking at their manpower right now, saying, OK, if things don't improve, do we have to make some furloughs?
Yeah, and we've seen this before, of course, when the payroll program threatened to expire, back in the winter. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Same story, just a different date.
Yep. Phil, thank you. Phil LeBeau. Tim, your take on American.
Well, and again, so playing some of the political violin strings on this, and there's been a lot of criticism of the airline industry, and frustration again from the masses about who gets the bailout, who deserves the bailout, especially airlines that were doing a lot of buyback. Remember, there's a difference between your major airline carriers in American, United, and Delta. Delta's telling a story that's one of profitability by the spring, or maybe they're adjusting this, but either way, we're talking about free cash flow, even in a lower recovery trajectory. And that's where you have to really question the multiple and EPS dynamics. With American, look, I think you still have issues that at least are more. Remember, the evolution of the airline trade since COVID has been about balance sheet to recovery to effectively free cash flow. And I'm not sure if that's three stages. American might still be in stage one. It's certainly not a balance sheet that I want to get behind. It's a company that's had to have more dilution than any of the major carriers, and it was a company that was more wounded coming into this. Mm-hmm. So understand who you own and don't play them all necessarily as one trade.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.